What is the most important type of work you can do in this game? The type of work that will really pay off. You might think it is shadow work. But you see, there are other types of work. And before I go in on that, I want you to think about if it's actually possible to stop working. Are you actually working all the time? When you choose to be in the moment, that's work. And it is paying off. You're becoming very good at it. When you choose to be happy, neutral, centered. Of course, there is such a thing as fake work. You might think you are growing by doing it. But in fact, you're maybe rather sabotaging your game, distracting yourself from practicing being in the moment. And essentially the work, like we now might have discovered, is always going on. You're always working. And before we talk about the most important type of work we can do in this game, I want to tell you when to use shadow work. And in simple terms, you should never use it. Not at all. You should not do any shadow work whatsoever. You should only be happy here and now. Be in the moment, within your day. Be centered and happy. Enjoy yourself. And you do that all the time. You commit to it because you recognize that is the way. And it is whenever you recognize that you have a problem that is hindering you from being happy, that you will pull out the tools and work with it. And who's to say how often you have to do that in a day? It really can vary. And you might think that you aren't doing enough work if you aren't dealing with a lot of shadows all the time. Well, what shadows, first of all? And aren't you working very hard if you are choosing to be in the moment? Increase your happiness, increase your presence, your source self-connection. If you do that, you are doing a phenomenal job. And of course, naturally, we understand things better on that journey. Things come to mind, we learn, and we grow. But don't be so caught up in having to do a lot of shadow work. Don't let that distract you from the real meaning of the game. To be happy and to be here and now. There is so much empowerment and clarity that comes with that alone. And when you recognize it's difficult to be in the moment and be happy because of this or that, then you deal with it. In short and simple terms, what really is shadow work? If you were to break it down and make it simple. Well, it is simply to make a shift in your experience. It would be preferably going from a lower frequency experience and shift it into a higher frequency one. It's that simple. You go from having an experience here and now that is maybe unpleasant, or you recognize it as unbeneficial or disempowering. And then in the most efficient way possible, you change your mindset into a high frequency one that is giving you freedom. And of course you can see that this can be done in many ways. You can do it however you want to do it. But I've made a few videos where I show different techniques. You might find that useful. It is simply my favorite techniques. Obviously, I've never done it on camera before, so I'm not going to be as productive as I would be if it wasn't on camera. It's best if you can do shadow work when you're on your own, when you are at ease, when you can really focus. Anyway, I think you might find them beneficial, helpful. Not all of the techniques are as useful for any type of problem. Some of them are best if it's a centering issue, which it always is going to be. That technique might be better than the other ones. I suggest you listen closely and you try them for yourself. Practice makes master with this type of work, so don't expect yourself to have the biggest results on first try. So I hope this helped. If you have benefited from this video, kindly consider becoming a supporter through PayPal or Patreon. Abundance, health and prosperity to you. Thank you so much.